Damn, we didn't even get no intro.
Brewsing Banter Podcast. Brewsing Banter Podcast. What up? Welcome to Brewsing Banter Podcast. I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, is the legendary Brew Crew. What up, fellas?
I was reading this weekend.
Mama.
Nah, it doesn't taste like dirt.
My name is Lou Belgium, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm wondering,
Does Delaware have an actual culture? This is the podcast that we talk about beer, but we also talk about a lot of things that's happening in the world. Politics, movies, anything really that comes to our mind while we're here sampling these brews. Grab a drink and pull up a chair.
Ooh, we love you, Brewsing Banter Podcast.
What up? Welcome to Brewsing Banter Podcast, where the topic is the rockin' and the brew. Well, that be the fuel. I'm your host, Rob G, and with me, as always, the legendary Brew Crew. What's going on, fellas?
How you guys doing? Long time no see.
you know, I started doing a song, and I don't know what song it was. Okay, just FYI. Just boom, boom. I don't know where it's gonna go from there.
I heard big horns, like maybe a band could play it later on.
Or was Don't Push Me to the like.
Hey, I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it.
That's what I heard when he started.
You know that joint where they be like, name that song, you don't hear a little clip. You just, Rob,
Yeah.
you got it.
Shazam.
You didn't get it.
Well, you didn't know you were going, so I got it.
I think we both got it. I got it too. He liked yours better, but we both got it.
But I think the band can play that same song that he just sung. So
Mm-hmm. That's true.
you got it.
This is a very special episode of Brewsing Banter Podcast. So if it's your first time joining us, hey,
Welcome.
Came to
At
the
the
right
perfect time. At the
at the right
perfect time.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And for all our returning bruisers,
It's
welcome
always
back.
the right time. It's always the right time.
Yeah, you're
Whenever
always
you
amongst
love
family
it.
when you listen to the podcast. So we're just going to hop right into it because we do have some special guests. We got a couple special guests with us this afternoon, this morning, this evening. Whenever you watch it and rewatch it again, however many times. We have our special guest from Crafted for Action. So we're just going to bring them in. Let me give a round of applause and the drum beat.
Podcast overload.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Yay.
We got two returners and a first timer.
Yeah.
Not like Swerve though. Swerve like a veteran.
Yeah,
He always come. He like a quarterly.
yeah.
He come every 75 episodes or so.
That's right. Before we get into everything, we always like to know what everybody is drinking on, if they are drinking on something what they're drinking today. And we always start with a guest, and we are starting with our Crafted for Action crew. So we'll start with whoever wants to start. Jen, you want to start what you're drinking on today?
Yeah, I'm drinking an emergency drinking beer. It's a real crispy all-purpose lager brewed by Wild Heaven, who is our major sponsor for this year's Crafted for Action conference. So I'll try to drink local whenever I can. So cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Nice. What's the ABV on that thing?
Yeah.
Jen's on mute. I mean, Chanel's on mute.
No, I was asking Jen what the ABV was.
Oh, it's low. It's probably like 4 something.
4. Oh yeah, well, hey.
Did you say what style it was? You said it real fast, Jen.
4.4. It's a crispy lager, just a basic lager. It's called emergency drinking beer, so it's like a real easy go-to, kind of just something that you have to grab something out the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
It goes well with just about anything. With, very good with like snacks like charcuterie, or you can have it with like pizza wings. It's like an all-purpose kind of filling the gap kind of beer.
Yeah, my emergency drinking beer is like a stout that's like 10%. So
dang. Well, I guess
Why?
for a real emergency.
Yeah, your emergency was stressful earlier. I thought it was just like if you looking for a beer, it's an emergency beer. Like it should always be around. This dude wants to die.
Yeah. I guess emergency can mean different things to different people.
Absolutely.
There you go.
What kind of emergency was it? What kind of emergency?
Yeah.
Hey, you
this
guys
is a trauma drinking beer. I think it's a trauma drinking beer. I think his is trauma.
His comes with a Uber ride on the side.
That sounds like a good beer, trauma drinking beer. Shit.
There you go. All right, Chanel, what are you drinking on?
Okay, I'm drinking straight out of Munich, local as well, round trip. I don't know if you guys can see that. Mm-hmm. In a classic Atlanta beer boutique glass. If you know, you know. But cheers. That's the ABV on this. It's 5.3. And it is a Helles lager.
I like that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Cheers.
All right. Kev, Swerve, how you want it to be addressed? What are you drinking?
We can't hear you.
You're on we can't hear you.
Your audio. Come a little closer.
Audio's bad.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, I'm sipping on the High Lie. Coming out of Cigar City. It's a classic IPA. It's one of my favorites. Coming in at 7.5. Doesn't taste, got that, doesn't taste super hazy, which I hate. I'm not a fan of hazies. Just nice, crisp, clean IPA.
You know what? I want to try that again. When we first started this podcast, I had that and I hated it. But but I've drunk a lot of beer since, and I want to get back on it and see if I like it or if it changed. It's still an IPA though, so it's gonna be tough. But I do want to taste that again. Has anybody ever played the game?
No. I didn't know it was a
game. It's big in like South. It's a game big in like Spanish countries in South Florida. Yeah. Highlight. It's called Highlight.
The actual game Highlight. No, I'm familiar with
played it, but I've seen it.
Yeah. Okay. Me too.
Moved to Florida.
Yeah.
Before the beer I saw it play. This they got this real hard small ball, and they got these like cups, and they throw
like a Captain Hook type
crazy.
Of thing. Yeah.
It's crazy. You bet on it.
It's like lacrosse type of thing. Is that almost like a lacrosse type of thing?
But it's on their hand. But it's on their the basket thing is on their hand, so they almost one handed like a glove.
Interesting.
So it's like almost like that toy game we used to play with. They had like that little yellow cuff thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, and you try to like do
Oh yeah.
Oh, with the wiffle ball.
Ball.
Yep. It's like that, mixed in with a little bit of wall ball. Remember when you used to throw the ball at the wall?
Yeah.
So squash.
Kind of all that.
All of that mixed in one.
Pretty much.
All right.
Thanks for bringing that back, Swerve. Thanks to my friend B, she got me this beer. It's called Fat Orange Cat. I think that's the name of the brewery. And the beer is called Walkabout Spicy Margarita. It's a sour ale with orange and lime and jalapenos. Y'all like to call them jalapenos. It's a 5.3 alcohol by volume. This is what it looks like.
You
it's bright.
Influencer thing and put your hand behind it.
I don't know what all that crap.
Yep,
that's working. Look at that. Lord Jesus.
That's why they do it.
All right.
Now you're a real influencer.
Yeah, I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing out here.
No, you did it.
But this is what it looks like. It's orange. Oh, hold on. It's orange.
See, it works.
And it's hazy. You can't really see through it. There's no clarity to it. But it tastes real flavorful of the oranges. The jalapeno is prevalent on the back end, but it's not hot. It's not hot. It's just the hint of the heat. I like it. I'm always gonna pass me another on some sweet shit. So,
all right,
yeah, it is.
I feel you on that. So we last time we were all together, the three of us was together on a podcast. We discussed me pulling shit out the back of the refrigerator. So I got another one. I don't even know how old this is, where it came from, but I did bring it back up because I know I'm not going to drink this shit. But so this is used, guys. Rob may be able to tell me how long I've had this. Maybe
long time.
Long time. Right. And then this one got to be the nerve to be a sour with this one got key lime puree, cream cheese. So that's how I know I'm not drinking all this.
Oh,
cream cheese, vanilla, and lactose.
Look at the bottom. Do it got an expiration date on it?
You know I look.
It
look
doesn't.
before I open it. Nah,
That's a long time. I think this might be almost 2 years ago, bro. You
What
might
is this?
not.
Ouzo
Yeah.
Finch? Is that what that's called? Ouzo Finch?
Yeah.
Cheesecake something? Okay.
Oh,
And the beer
goodness.
blend. And I don't see any what's the ABV on this thing? I guess it don't matter now anyway, because it's probably higher or lower.
You going to drink it?
Yo. This one
Do you have to work tomorrow?
First of all, I'll work from home. I'll be in the house.
Do you have to log in though? You may not be able to.
Yeah, I got
log in from the toilet.
But I'll be here. So
Is that what's in your glass right there?
Yeah. So
Let me see
calm
that
down,
again.
Swerve. I'm not trying to show it really, but
Let's see.
Ew.
Okay.
You're not
Slowly.
trying to show it?
slowly.
Put your hand
Put your hand
behind
behind
it.
that
Yeah.
That shit look active as hell.
I wouldn't drink that.
I'm gonna tell you all how I take.
Bro.
Wait, it smells good. It smells good. It smells good.
That has other bacteria besides lactobacilli or whatever.
Yeah. That's awful.
To be fair, it wasn't great when I had it fresh.
Oh man, you could have kept your mouth closed on that. You ain't had to say that. Ouzo Finch be damn.
Do you have a backup beer?
Yo, did it look like this when you had it?
No, it didn't. That thing has.
That wasn't that bad.
spice in it.
You know it's a sour though, so it's.
I don't know. It looks
it's that,
spotty.
like almost like a smoothie type.
It looked like you have to stir it up again.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Get a blend. Oh, get a frother. Get a frother.
I got a frother downstairs. That's gonna make that shit worse.
Nah,
I
man,
will
get a
not
garbage
do that.
can. Get a
Yeah,
garbage
I got a red cup. I'm gonna dump that in there. Get my bottle of water.
That's nothing against the beer. It's just you should have drank that 2 years
Yeah.
ago, bro.
2 years
No,
ago.
probably 3 years ago. Who knows?
That ain't saying nothing against it. That was good. I'm just saying that what you had in
Rob
your
said
glass
that it
right
wasn't
there.
good.
Yeah,
we
what
had
Rob
it
said. Rob said is terrible towards the beer. He kept
Yeah.
Oh, I just say I'll
Yeah.
keep it in the cooler. I'll keep it in the cooler. I think I did keep it in the cooler when we
probably
had it.
did.
When I had it on.
I think that's why I never drink it, because I didn't like your review on it. So that's probably why I stayed in the back. But I did grab something from Dewey Beer Co. local Delaware, and this is the Moonfish. This is an 8% alcohol by volume Indian Pale Ale, and so you got that right there. So this is really what I'm going to drink. I ain't drinking that shit. I just thought I'd try it. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm glad you tasted it though.
I did taste
I'm glad you tasted a
Are
little
you?
bit of
I
it.
feel like that's.
Yo, if y'all see my screen go black and my mic go off,
Yeah, we'll call 911. I got your address on my phone.
I took a local trip.
Does somebody have a key to the house and help themselves in?
Well, anyway, this is what the Moonfish looks like. Way better than the other joint. So yeah, this looks good.
All right.
And this one tastes good. This one's fresh. This is good.
Shout out to
Nice
Fresh.
and clean.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Fresh. Hey,
That's
people,
good.
we're doing a study called the back of the fridge, but don't really drink the back of the fridge stuff.
Nah, try that shit.
Nope.
Yeah, try it.
Especially if it's a stout. I would try it if it's a stout for real. You never know. Swear, what you saying?
Yeah, you on mute, Swerve.
Well, dude, I think my camera. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got voice activation.
No, I'm just saying you shouldn't drink that beer, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right. I agree with you, Swerve.
Yo, Swerve really concerned.
He's very concerned about this.
Come on, man. That ain't cream cheese in it, bro. Come on, thinking, man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I felt like you should have exploded in your
Yeah,
head.
I thought so.
was
I thought it was
moving.
going to be. Yeah, right.
You can't freeze cream cheese and then like have it later.
Oh, cuz.
I don't know. I never froze.
But did you
cream
didn't
cheese,
freeze that can?
It was kind of frozen when I got it. The bottom was frozen.
I think that froze because it was in there a year and a half, and then it
Hey,
decided
that's what
to
I'm
freeze
saying. That's what I'm saying. It froze
because the cream cheese got hard. Like that's part of the frozenness.
Nah, but this Moonfish, I'll pass me another of these. I don't know
Alright.
about the joint.
All right.
Come on, Ouzo Finch.
Yeah, I think
Do
I
better.
posted that. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that great when I had it. So I don't know.
He tripled
Well,
down.
what you got, Rob?
I got one of my
Not
favorite
Ouzo
beers.
Finch.
No, absolutely not. I got one of my favorite black lagers. It's from Soul Mega, the Rhythm and Beauty. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that works on here.
Yeah, kind of.
You can see it. There you go. There it is. It's a black lager, like I said. There you go. Nice and dark. So it's a 6% ABV. So it's a pretty easy drinker. Shout out to Soul Mega. There it is again. I enjoy it. It's some maltiness, some roastiness to it because obviously with the black in color has some roasted malts or something in there. So I enjoy it always. I've had a few. So I'm gonna pass me another. I had a few today. I had a few
Over time.
Over time. Yeah, not today. All right. Well, everyone has something good to drink now. So, like I said, we do have the team from Crafted for Action on here, and we want to give them another round of applause.
Yay.
And like they always say, we always want to know who you are, how we got to this, what is Crafted for Action. So, without further ado, the proverbial floor is yours.
Well, awesome. Can we start by just introducing ourselves and kind of who we are at Crafted? My name is Jen Price. I'll start. I'm Jen Price. I'm the founder of Crafted for Action.
I'm Chanel Pickram. I'm the operations director. And we can't hear you.
Silent Bob.
I don't know why you're set. It's weird.
I don't know why it keeps going out. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
I'm not doing anything different. Kevin Swerve Irvin, strategy director, beer drinker.
Cheers.
And we are the team that makes up Crafted for Action. We we're an event management and curation company. We create experiences and opportunities for people to learn about craft beer, craft spirits, craft wine, craft beverage all together in a space that's welcoming and inclusive. And our major event is an annual conference, which is we're kicking off with this virtual conversation. But the conference isn't all that we do. We plan other sort of activations for different clients. And we have a fellows group that we curate and that we take through sort of a process that I'm sure we'll get to talk about later, but that's kind of who we are in a nutshell. And our goal really is to, make sure that people have access to information and can be a part of this craft beverage community that just keeps growing. Especially, we think it's especially important given the current climate. And, we don't want people to feel that there's not a space for them in the industry. We want to provide that space.
Nice. Did you say how long Crafted for Action has been an organization? How long has it been?
Yeah, this is our fifth year. We started in 2021, really as a response to a couple of things that were happening. Chanel mentioned Atlanta Beer Boutique earlier. I have a glass too. That was the retail space and beer bar that I was opening. And the pandemic happened, so I didn't get a chance to open. And so for about 9 months, I just thought about if I still wanted to be a part of craft beer, because I got far. I had a space, I built it out, I had furniture.
What a party.
We
had several parties in the space.
Yeah, parties to break it in. And it was, we were just waiting for the liquor licensing process to start, and the pandemic happened, everything shut down. And it didn't make any sense to keep going with it for a lot of reasons that I won't go into now. But it took me a minute to really consider coming back to the industry and what format I would want to return in if I wasn't going to open a store or a beer bar. So Crafted for Action or a conference had always been on my vision board, something that I'd always wanted to do. Chanel and I have been working together, with Atlanta Beer Boutique, hosting events and hosting tastings and pairings. Meanwhile, Kevin and Swerve was working sort of in the lifestyle space. it just made sense to launch the conference in a virtual format in 2021. And it has grown from there to be a full in-person and virtual conference, offering sort of two opportunities for people to be a part of what we're doing in person here in Atlanta and virtually. So this is our 5th year really of being in the space. So
Man, shout out to 5 years.
5 years. Yeah, we think that's a serious milestone.
Absolutely.
Right.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wait, so Jim, when you was on here the first time, Crafted for Action was, damn, I don't even remember I just remember it being on here, but I don't remember how long ago it was.
Yeah, I was trying to find the episode.
I remember we talked about the spot you had, but
it was about the store and my book. That's the last time I was on there. I wrote a book in 2017, and then in 2019 I put a lease on a space that I started building out, and then was starting my liquor licensing in March of 2020. And that was where it ended. Yeah. So yeah, last time we talked, it was probably 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm a find it. I'll get back on that.
Yeah.
So what is the overall purpose for Crafted for Action?
Really to create opportunity, to open up this lane in beverage, which has been, women and people of color have been extremely underrepresented. We all know the stats around beer being, the percentage of breweries in America that are Black owned or even minority owned, period, altogether. It's about 80 out of 10,000. And then, it's crazy. And the stats aren't that much different for wine either. The ownership for women is about 13%. For people of color, it's about 3%.
And spirits.
Spirits, not much different either. Yeah, it's just there's a need, there's a gap, and the purpose is really to try to create programming and places for people that we can help fill that gap.
Yeah, and I feel build community. I feel it's important that you build community. And when you build community, it makes it easier to lift, whatever you're working on. And I think that's something that we've done a great job of building a community here in Atlanta. And Crafted for Action is just a representation of that. It's just a creative representation of all that community that we built here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, so like in Atlanta, is there a lot of people that's involved? So like if I go to a brewery, I may run into somebody that's involved with Crafted for Action, or because you're saying it's community.
I would say yes to that, and also just the community of craft beverages, beers, wine, spirits in Atlanta is just, I think it's different. It's a microcosm. I always say that's a microcosm of the beverage industry. Our community, Crafted for Action included, all of that is just, we're all amazing. We're all there to help each other. If you go to any brewery, just about any brewery, you're liable to see someone that you're not going to feel uncomfortable in that space in Atlanta. And I think that's attributed to Crafted for Action and just the general community that we have here.
Word. I need to go to Atlanta.
You do.
No.
What's happening?
Yeah.
I think
I keep inviting y'all, but y'all don't want to.
Listen, man, we all gotta get there at the same. We all want to come at the same time. Like our schedules be crazy. We always go at different times.
It doesn't have to be for Crafted. Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure. That's true.
Now we know why Jen started Crafted for Action, but why did Chanel, Kevin, why did y'all join the movement? I guess.
Oh wow! Do you want to go?
No, you first. No, you go first.
Chronologically, you should go, Chanel.
So Swerve was playing the piggyback off.
But she said, you know what I'm saying, right there.
I ain't got to say no more.
Got it.
As Jen said, I don't know. I think we decided 18 years ago was the number, how long I've known you. And maybe 2 years in, we both discovered that we are interested in craft beer. And we started doing festivals together, volunteering at festivals. And it would just be the two of us. 2 Black women, 2 Black people. Or we can count them on both of our hands or one hand. And I think we all have experienced that at some point. But as time went on, Jen was just kind of like, I want to do more. I want to do more. And I was like, well, I'm here. I'm ready to, let's jump in. Let's do whatever we're going to do. And that's where we started. She's launched with her book and doing events. Even before the book, you were doing events, like tasting events. And I was always there to help and be a volunteer for anything to help just push that community that I was talking about earlier on even more. And it turned into the Atlanta Beer Boutique, and then it's morphed into Crafted for Action. So I've kind of just always been there. Just she throws stuff at the like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Every time when Crafted actually started, she's like, I think I want to do the conference now. I was like, well, that wasn't on the plan for another 5 years. She's like, well, shoot, the beer boutique is gone, so let's just go on and do it. And I was like, all right, then what are we gonna do? She's like, I don't know. And then a couple months later, she was like, okay, this is the first draft. And we just started talking and bouncing it back off. And it started, it was like 6 months, less than, I don't even know. It was that long.
We started planning in January, and it was in May at that time. So yeah, about 5 months.
About 5-6 months. And it was supposed to be around National Beer Day, I think it was, or Craft Beer Day. And then
first week of May. Yeah.
And then your birthday. So it was like the culmination of that. That's where it first started. And then we were like, we got to go in person. We can actually, wave at people now and, not have to wear masks and all that. They're like, do something. And we moved to Atlanta for the first time. Or in person. So I've been there for the whole time. Basically.
And we always knew Swerve because he's a part of the local community.
Always know. Yeah.
I'll let him tell about how he bullied himself onto the team.
but
bullying is a little aggressive.
But also, like, we taking you, right? You part of the
team. Yeah. So that was a good segue. So they had it at Atlanta. I'm the operations manager at Atlanta, and I saw that it was really well crafted. It was well put together, but I felt like she needed a team. She needed more people to help her get it to a point where it could scale. And that's what I mean, outside of all the beer stuff, I work in corporate America, and I worked on consulting, doing that for many, many years. So I try to bring that into whatever I do in anything I do, which is, in beer. And I was really looking for, honestly, a team or something that I said, okay, I can actually take what I know here and put that into it full steam. And outside of Atlanta, I saw that with Crafted for Action. So the first year I said, hey, Jen, if you need any help, let me know. And she's like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll let you know. And I would just try to, slide in here because I was in Atlanta, so I could provide some help here, provide some help there. And then I just kept pushing it. And then this last year I said, look, man, you need some help. Like, you're doing it, not that she wasn't doing it well, but to get it to another level, you have to have a team. So I nominated myself to be on the team and showed up to some meetings. And I feel like I was unanimously voted in. So.
That's a nice way to say I bullied.
We would have conversations on the side. We're like, I mean, what you think? I don't know.
Yeah.
He be doing this. And like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. We might need and then we're like, yeah.
It made perfect
sense. I don't try to be a part of anything I don't feel I can bring worth to. If I can't bring worth and make it better, I don't want to be a part of it. And I felt like this was something I could bring worth to. I could help make it better than it was. It was a great model. It was a great foundation, which I think is key. And it was something that I felt like, okay, this can scale. I'm always looking at it's something repeatable, reliable, and scalable. Whatever it is, can you magnify it? Can you take it bigger? And she had that. Like, so now we were able to take that same model, scale it up, and move to a bigger location. So we're very excited about what we have going on this year. The word on the street, people are excited. They're really trying to figure out what they want to go to because there's so many different things going on.
Yes.
And I'm proud of our team for being able to, for the three of us that meet like a business, like we have an in-person meeting, we have virtual meetings, and we have a chatter thread that we have going on consistently, which, a lot of people may say that's a lot, but that's what it takes. I mean, that's what you would do with a business, and that's what it takes to have success. So with that being said, that's what I've when I was nominated to the team. That's what I was brought to it.
I could see how you could think nominated and bullying are synonyms.
And you know what? It's
I
all
see
about
that.
how
I
you
see
look
that.
at it, Lou.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's
Nominations.
nothing wrong with some self-nomination.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Nothing wrong with
That's true.
self-nomination.
If you
You're right.
self-nominated yourself and then self-voted yourself in, that could be
Anybody
considered.
object?
Yeah, nobody objects. I see how I could
Nobody-
interview myself. I
Hey,
interview
look, man.
myself.
That's about accurate, I suppose.
Yeah, and the
Feel
fact
like I'm
that
good.
they haven't come together to kick you out and they
Right.
enjoy
That's true.
the value that you bring. Sometimes you
Yeah.
do got to self-nominate, because how else would you get to where you are today?
Hey, man. And what they say, ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep. Shoot. What
So
they also say: shoot first, ask questions last.
It was with love and respect. It was all with love and respect.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And that's how it was received.
Yeah.
That's how it was received. Like I am, I think with anybody who has like a vision or a project or something that they work on, it's been on it's still a craft beer conference is still on my vision board today. Like I can still point on it. It's over there in permanent chalk that I have to paint over it so it stays up there. But it was real to me, and it meant a lot for me to put it out there. Like when you put something out there into the world, it is scary. It takes a lot to do that. And then when you do it, it's very hard to relinquish any kind of control of it, especially if you see that it is something that can be really good. And so it was a challenge for me, and it is a muscle that I work on all the time, delegation. But I will say that there goes my empty can. It takes also someone coming into the table who you can trust your vision with. And I found that I knew that in Chanel because I've known her for a very long time. And then, so it was also, it was a challenge for me to say, okay, I'm going to let someone else in and trust, this person with a chunk of something that means a lot to me. And it's been the best decision I've made for the business is having both of them on the team, because as Swerve said, like scalability is the goal. Like it does no good if it stays as small as it was in the first couple of years. We need to be able to serve as many people as possible, help as many people as possible, support, uplift, contribute to as many people's lives in this beverage industry as possible, because it's a missing gap. It is a need. And like the amount of programming that really speaks to people of color and women in the beverage world, at least from beer, and that's where our foundation is. But we're seeing it's the same in other segments of beverage. The program is very slim. And so
support is slim.
Support is slim. Financial support is slim because people are afraid to touch it. Like people don't know how to treat alcohol sometimes. And we're in the South, so it has a different connotation sometimes and different attitude towards it. So we really are, I think, like breaking barriers but to be able to do that, you have to be able to do that with more people. And it wouldn't grow with just me. And with just me and Chanel. So I'm thankful that we have somebody like Swerve on the team who thinks, very strategically and forward thinking.
Yeah, I was going to say shout out to you, Jen, though, for having something that was presented that somebody else wanted to jump into because you did so well presenting it in the first place.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
like, that's real. That's dope.
Man. I think we've all been like we've gone and seen things and like, yo, man, that's actually really dope what they're doing right there. And a lot of times all you can do is appreciate that it's dope. This was something that I could actually get involved with. So I was like, man, I want to be a part of this. You know what I mean? I want to help grow this person's vision. Because Jen, I care about, Jen, she's family to me, So I wanted to help her grow her vision. And I just saw it was something, and it's something that was a missing gap and it's needed. Because if you think about like craft beer throughout like the US right here from we know it, we already have as people of, let's say people of color and diversity, whatever that team is, because there's all type of people on that team. You know what I mean? It's not just black people on that team of what's going on to help power what it is. We already have the best beer festival 2 years running with Barrel and Flow in Pittsburgh. So that's something we can put our hat on. What we don't have is a conference. We don't have a conference that we can say it's our people, it's run, it's focused on that, but available for everyone. And I feel Crafted for Action is that. You know what I mean? I feel Atlanta is that place. because of what we have here. So it should be here. You know what I mean? So all of those things, when I saw it, wasn't just what Jim was doing great. It was all of those nuanced pieces. And then my connection with Dave, because I'm from Pittsburgh and that's my homie, you know what I mean? So we're able to get in and do work with him and build there. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's all about building community. The relationship I have with y'all, if we didn't have all this community, we wouldn't be able to uplift and have what we're doing. And I think that's why, even though from an industry perspective, more breweries have closed and opened, as far as Black owned and minority owned breweries, we're growing at 19% within that. So we're still thriving.
Right.
And that's because of the community. That's because of the support. That's because we'll all go out to Sacramento, Lou, and hang out and support that. We'll all go to Pittsburgh and do it. You know what I mean? Y'all all will come to Atlanta. You heard me. I can say again, y'all will come to Atlanta.
Separate time. Just,
you know what I'm saying? And kick it with us. But all that community is important to grow, and that's how we're able to thrive, because other people in the industry, they're not building that way. They're just focused on their own business and not understanding that you need that community and that support from everyone to help uplift what you're doing. And I saw that what Jim was doing, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good point of view too. That's a good point of view.
Definitely.
Now, as this is the kickoff of Crafted for Action conference for 2025, what can people expect for these next coming days? Like, what can we expect coming up?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned earlier, we have sort of two separate tracks of programming: an in-person conference and a conference virtually. If you're in Atlanta, you have, in addition to tons of very well curated panels about beer, about the industry, about wine. We have tastings throughout the day wrapped up into educational programming, but we also have some really, really good events. We have, happy hours. We have our annual beer dinner that's hosted by El Sharpton. We have a Juneteenth party, because Juneteenth is June 19th, and that's happening at Atlantucky, which is one of two Black-owned breweries in the state of Georgia. Swerve mentioned that earlier. We round out the next day on that Friday with our pitch competition with our fellows program. We have, music and beer. We have so many different events just peppered throughout the week. We try to make sure there's a balance of not only educational stuff, but also fun.
We share a lot.
It's always intentional. What's that?
So we share a lot.
Yeah, we do. We do. We have lots of shares because, Swerve mentioned community as being like one of our major pillars, craft community and culture. Those are our major pillars. So we have to try to make sure we wrap all of our programming around that. One of the things that's always sort of ends our week here in Atlanta is Sunday service, because we go from Wednesday to Sunday if you're here in Atlanta. Sunday service is just like a share event. This is Swerve's baby. I'll let you talk a little about Sunday service, Swerve, because it's important to me because it's sort of puts the end cap on the week of Crafted for Action. So Swerve is the founder really of that activation called Sunday service. You want to tell people about it, Swerve? Chanel did say we share a lot.
We do share a lot.
We do.
So Sunday service started out of COVID for my birthday. So it was my birthday. Nobody could really do anything inside. So we decided to have a share in the park for my birthday. So it started out with just having a share. And then me and my homeboy, Maurice Garland, shout out to Maurice Garland, accomplished journalist, avid runner, and one of my, close homies. We just said yo, man, let's do it again next week. And we just said, let's keep doing it until whatever happens. But he, Maurice, had, got family. He just got a brand new baby, had to focus on that. And we just kept it going. And it just became something, almost like fellowship, if you will. And I wanted to put a name on it that made sense of what it was. So, it's Sunday service. We just come in the park. It's just a day to, reset, share some beer, share whatever. It's not just beer. Share liquor, share beer, share stories, food, whatever. Just come with the energy of bringing, something to share. And we've been fortunate that we're what's this, the fourth year that we're going into. And we've scaled it up where we're going to actually have it at Lee and White. So it's going to be part of Crafted for Action. For those of you in Atlanta know the Lee and White What do they call that grassy area? The great lawn. That's where we're going to have it at. So it's going to be a great time, and it's going to be a great just end cap to a great conference. One thing I do want to come back though before something, I want to talk about the fellows program and the pitch competition, because one of the things that I loved about it is that Jen's been able to curate $8,500 for these people in the pitch competition and to compete for, which is great seed money. And it also, one of the things that I love about the fellows program is we're actually leading them up to that pitch competition, giving them different programming to help get them ready for that. So even if they don't get the 8,500, they're geared up to be able to do that in other instances they may not have thought about. And that's just, and I think that just says that what we're scaling and building, it's not just so much, hey, come drink some beer, listen to some people talk. We're actually investing in people, in those new and upcomers in the industry, and giving them the skills to be able to be successful. So I think that is what I'm saying as far as scaling it. It's not just the front end things that you see. I mean, there's so many pieces that we're working with and building to try to make, to get a full understanding and the full availability of the industry, whether that may be from a fellows program, whether you just want to just be a connoisseur like myself, or you may have not even thought about getting into it. And now here's we have connections with damn, I'm losing my mind right now, losing my thought right now. What is Latrice?
Oh, very godmother. The
Cicerone program. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that's what we're trying to build with the community, is not just coming around and drinking beer, but making sure that we're uplifting everybody in the space. No matter what you're doing, you have connections to people that are ranking high in the space or just trying to get from an entry point. So I just wanted to make that point, because I think it's very important when people talk about the pitch competition, what they're actually pitching for and what actually is coming out of it from them to start. And we can build some more excitement around that, and just everything with the conference. So I'm sorry, I know I went a little off, but I think that needed to be honed in on right there for people to really get an understanding of.
I have a question specifically about the pitch competition. Are there spectators, or it's just the judges?
Listen, it's live. It's live and direct. Like, you know what I mean?
So that's actually going to be on the virtual in live for people in Atlanta, or no?
No, it's just live, baby.
It's
just live.
In Atlanta.
It's live.
Yeah, that's one of those things you got to come to the city to see. You got to be here.
But think about it, man.
But anybody there can.
Yeah, but the energy's up because people are pitching. You're bringing your friends and family.
Yes,
you're in front of people that you're pitching in front of. They're making a decision on the spot. So you gotta, you know what I mean. On top of everything, you gotta have your game together, because you can have it in your room in front of the mirror. Can you do it? Exactly. That's real. But that's gearing you up. So when you have to do it in front of maybe a Shark Tank or something on that level, you've already been tested the water. So I think it's important to really hone in on that, because I don't see a lot of anything in the industry providing seed money and that education on giving you game on how you can be connected. And then now you're connected to a fraternity or sorority, if you will, a group, if you will, of people that have all gone through, the fellows program. They've all gone through the pitch competition. They've all, gotten accomplished. My man Joel went through the pitch competition. Joel Franklin, can't say enough about him, as far as a black brewer, what he's done in the industry. And it's just, I think the resume of people that have gone through it is really strong. So I just really want to make sure people come out to that and people understand. And then next year, submit so you can get, become part of the fellows program and put yourself in the pitch competition, because it's only going to scale up. So
only going to get bigger.
Definitely, it's only going to get bigger. And we've been able to, put a nonprofit behind it. So now we put that nonprofit behind it. You know what I mean? That's going to really get us to hone in on it and really put more legs around this. We're just really excited about all the things we're doing. But I think for those who are listening to this, we're trying to get in. I think the pitch competition, the fellows program, is a great entry point to get into craft outside of just being an attendee, which is great as well.
And Chanel, Jen, Swerve, is this all the fellows? Is this all based on the craft beer industry? Is it anything within the craft beer industry?
Craft beverage.
Beverages.
but anything within that industry.
The group that won last year wasn't craft beer. The group
Okay.
that won last year, Craig, wasn't craft beer. So,
but it doesn't necessarily have to be brewing or distilling. It can be just within the field of craft.
Absolutely. The four fellows who we have this year, we have one who she has a winemaking studio. One of them has his own brand of wine. Another is a glassware company for all beverages, and the fourth one is a beer dinner curator.
So it just has to be affiliated, affiliated.
Yeah, nice. And as Swerve said, last year the winners Crave were ready to drink cocktail brand, and before that it was Hannah from Dope Cidery was the winner of our pitch competition. She's in cider, so as long as you're in beverage, and it can be really any aspect that we've had folks in there who have apps, who are breweries and planning, writers, beer writers have been a part of our program. So as long as you're in the industry some way, shape, or form, you're eligible to apply.
With a business idea.
Yeah.
So anybody, that's a good
beer
really
podcast. Beer podcast.
Really important.
It would be eligible to apply. Yeah,
I was like, eligible.
You are eligible. What do you? If you ads, you can sell ads.
Yeah, see.
Oh gosh, hilarious.
So we were talking about the fact that was like the in-person stuff, and then you asked Luke.
Yeah, that sounds great.
You have a virtual track of programming as well.
Yes.
And that dives into beer and wine topics. Just the gamut of craft beverage as well. So that happens virtually on Thursday and Friday.
Now I have a question because I've never really been a part of a virtual conference before. So say we're opening up the conference with this interview with you guys.
Right.
After it goes live, do you have access to the different programs that are virtual for a certain amount of time, or do you have access into how long do you have the access for? I guess that's
it lives on YouTube. So the thing about our virtual conference is that we try to make some content accessible to people, whether or not they can come to Atlanta. And the virtual conference is essentially free. We use a pay-as-you-wish model, so people can register for $0. You can select the $0 ticket if you want. You can select the $20 ticket because it all just comes as a donation back to Crafted for Action. But we did it that way because we want people who, if you can't come to Atlanta, you still want some content, you still want to be involved some way, it can be free to you. We're not trying to gatekeep information, and we really wish we could live stream the full Atlanta conference. We just don't have that kind of production budget.
Yes.
For the way that we like to do it,
absolutely
very crisp and clean, and you want to be able to hear and see everything. And so that may be something that we do in the future. But in the meantime, we do the virtual programming so that anybody can at least get their hands on some kind of really good content if you can't come to Atlanta. And it lives on our YouTube channel. It's free for anyone to access.
Okay.
Yep.
And as far as
it's not as much fun as coming in person, though.
It's not. I will say that. I'm so sorry. There's no way to replicate it. Chanel was mentioning earlier, just the vibe of Atlanta alone, like just being here with all these beautiful folks, all centered around beverage, just you can't replicate it online.
I mean, if you are in Atlanta, you can, and you can't come to the during the day things. You can come hang out with us. We have a little party pack, so you can come to all the share. You can come to Brews and Beats. You can come to.
It is just all the kicking.
All the tickets.
If you just want to come kick in and drink, we got a ticket for you. You want to come get some education, we got a ticket for you. You want to come to a nice dinner, we got a ticket for you.
Yeah.
Take me through from the time I get to Atlanta Wednesday morning or Tuesday night all the way until the Sunday service, and I leave on Monday morning. How
Monday morning.
Yeah,
I love that. So you get in Tuesday night. I'm picking you up from the airport. No, so if we come from out of town, we get Swerve Concierge.
Yeah, right.
No, man, at a cost.
Damn, listen. Is that on the side? That's an extra? That's a la carte part of the ticket on the website. Yeah, I like this. Right there. For 2026, we're gonna have the Swerve a la carte.
Yeah,
A literal
I'll take
a la
Wednesday.
carte.
I'll take Wednesday. I'm gonna pass the agenda to Thursday, and we'll just keep going like that.
Sounds good.
So Wednesday, you're coming into the share. You know what I'm saying? The initial opening share. One of the things I love about the opening share is just like a reunion. You know, everybody's coming. You're seeing everybody for the first time. People are coming for many, many years. People in the city hanging out. So it's just a great time to just fellowship. And what we try to do is we make sure that we at least separate the beer so you know what you're drinking from. You know where your stouts are. You know where your IPAs are, because it can get a little crowded in a share sometimes. Yeah. So we come from there. We have a great share, a great time. And then from there, we go into our Thursday programming. I'll pass it over to Jen.
All right. Yep. Thursday is when we officially kick off in person. There is an official welcome by our team as well as some local elected officials. And then we roll into sort of our opening session, which is with the National Black Brewers Association, to talk about the state of Black beer in America. And then from there, we just break out into the panels. We have a full track of panels for beer, as well as a full track of panels for wine. And that goes throughout the day until about 5 o'clock. And that's when we get to have our first happy hour. We're going to do that happy hour with Wild Heaven at Wild Heaven, which is where most of our beer programming is taking place. That's our sponsor. And we're going to do a Kolsch service with them, which is a classic way of serving Kolsch beers as done in Europe. And we're doing that because we are brewing or have brewed a beer with our partner that we'll be releasing on that night. So folks can have a taste at that from about 5 o'clock till 7. 7 to 9 is our annual Atlanta History Beer Dinner, which is hosted by El Sharpton. We do that in conjunction with New Belgium as our major sponsor, along with Chef Deborah Van Treese, who is a James Beard nominated chef down here in Atlanta. We infuse each course, and it's 4 courses of beer paired with food, also with history. And so we have a local historian who comes and gives very thought-provoking and emotion-evoking stories about community and history in Atlanta and how it relates back to food and beverage. And she's just a fantastic storyteller. So that feeds your belly and your soul. And then that night, tonight, June 19th is Juneteenth. So that party is at Atlantucky Brewing. And that's going to go until it's time to go home, basically. So that's Thursday. And then we wake up on Friday and do it again. I'll talk about Friday initially. I'm gonna toss it to you to talk about Saturday.
What time we gotta wake up on Friday? Because it's
party in that. Hey, it's a marathon. It's a marathon.
Starting at 10. We have breakfast for you every day.
I got a question. Can we back to Thursday and talk about y'all's beer? Is the beer only on tap, or is it available only to purchase in can? God damn it.
I think we're gonna have cans too.
We'll have cans too. We'll talk to you about it offline.
Yeah, all right. We could talk about it. We could talk about it online. Put some cans away from me. What is there to talk about? We're not gonna talk about that offline.
There ain't nothing to talk about. What you talking about? What
is there to talk about?
We already talked about it.
I got you, Lou. You know I got you, bro. You know I got
you. Cheers. Jen China. She said it's only on tap. Like, is it though?
You almost sound like you didn't want to share.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get that out of you, Jen. What's going on? Thank you,
Swerve got you.
But yeah, I digress. I digress. Okay. We wake up early Thursday morning, Friday morning, and eat
Friday morning.
Friday morning breakfast at 9 o'clock, and then we start again at 10 o'clock with sessions. Beer and wine all day. We have all kinds of fun demos throughout the day. There's a walk with the Beltline on that day.
Are you taking?
No, this is just Friday. I'm still just on Friday. This is just the second day. This is what we're saying. It is a marathon. Like, you got to really pace yourself. You really do. So we have winemaking on that day. We have a art and culture walk on the Beltline, as well as a bike tour if you want to do bikes and do a flight at the end with Allagash, sponsored by Allagash. That's also the night of the pitch competition that Swerve was talking about. We have a wine dinner on that night, and we have Brewsing Beats, which is our beer and music interactive pairing that goes until midnight. And then Chanel,
hold on.
Oh, he got.
Okay.
I
I have more questions. Yes,
Oh,
the wine dinner, is that similar to the infusion for the beer the night before?
It's similar in that there are paired courses. Yes.
No
It's
no
not
history.
paired
No history.
as much. Not as much.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Hello.
Soon as we said wine, awesome. Yes.
Hi there.
Like a
Hop
genie,
on.
she appears. That's wild. Did you hear me talking about the wine dinner?
I did. Yes,
Like-
I heard the
Like in the
mention of
atmosphere?
wine.
That
Or
was like a great signal
I
went
was
out
sitting
to the
backstage.
atmosphere, to the Atlanta skyline. That was a big old grape.
yeah, a grape and a wine glass. I'm gonna toss it to Billy to talk about. So Billy is our wine consultant. As we've been talking about, this is the first year we've really brought on a full track of wine programming. We had it in our infused last year, intertwined throughout, but we were very intentional this year to bring on a consultant who is very learned and educated in the wine space, just as we are in beer, and who could match our energy, for lack of a better word. And she's put together fantastic programming for the conference. Billy, I'll let you talk about the wine dinner and sort of how wine is playing a big part in the conference, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. No, not at all. Hey, everyone. How are y'all today?
Hey.
Good.
So the wine programming that we have this year, I'm super excited about because it is the most extensive that we've had, since I've been a part of Jen's conference, which was 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, I did do a tasting, and it was basically an intro to wine, essentially for beer drinkers, and to kind of just give them the basics, some wine 101 basics. And then that was the first year, which was 3 years ago. And then last year, we did it a little bit, we had some more other, events where we had a whole day of wine programming. And so that consisted of panels, which one of the panels was with the Hughes Society, which is a society that I am the vice president of as far as the Atlanta chapter. It is a wine society that was created by our founder, Tahira Habibi, and it was to create space for people of color in the wine industry and offer support for us, whether we wanted to further our education in wine or just have this community of people who were also wine professionals, just to kind of, bounce ideas off of and just have that support within the Atlanta community. However, this year, in addition to the tasting as well as the panels, we also have the wine dinner that you all mentioned, which will be at this restaurant in Southwest Atlanta called Natalie Bianca. The dinner will be, it will be centered around the African diaspora. So we will pull influences from South Africa as well as the South. And I'm originally from Mississippi. So a lot of the flavors that are in our dishes for that evening with
Lost her.
She ain't want to really tell us.
Our ancestors ain't want to give up the secret.
Yeah.
Her name is still on the screen for me.
Yeah, it is. Still
Yeah.
up. Hey, well, I mean, we got the gist of it, I guess.
Hopefully she can bounce back on.
Yeah.
We'll see if she can
Said, no, you telling too much. They gotta come.
Yeah. It's like, cut it.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Give it too much. Give it too much. This is how you get it.
Hey, none of y'all. Are any of y'all from Mississippi?
No.
There it is.
Deep in my family on my dad's side, but I don't.
I think deep in all our families.
It goes too far back.
Go back.
At some point, probably.
Billy was too.
That's like when you're watching a movie where they say, "Tune in next week to catch." That was what it is.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
She gave us a cliffhanger. Yeah,
right. But you know what I do want to hone in on? I want to hone in on that Friday night party, and I want to with Chanel. So I want you to start from there because usually, what we had was our brews and beats, and now we've actually done a collaboration with Controllerize. Controllerize is a really innovative collective that they have an event on Mondays where they have video games and art and music and beer all coming together in one space. So Chanel, I'm going to give it to you and then roll into Saturday and throw me that alley-oop for Sunday service.
There we go.
All right. So Brews and Beats, as you were saying, is Controllerize. It's I think Jen touched on it. She's talked about it. It's just I guess taking hip hop beats and pairing it with beer. So we're going to use our host space, Wild Heaven, and we'll have their beers, their brewery beers. They have some really great. Jen is drinking one of them, emergency drinking beers, and I guess they're more or less their flagship beers. So probably their Lager Libre. Say that 5 times fast. They're Mexican lager.
I don't even want to try.
Right, exactly. It was like I couldn't even say it, and I had it on my mind. Anywho, that's like one of my favorite beers that they have. But pairing that with hip hop beats and Controller Arts, like Swerve said, they're a great. I mean, on their Monday night events, they always have some sort of. I won't even say hip hop. I'm going to say culture, and it blends really well with that last part of what Crafted for Action stands for, that craft community and culture. Yes, Lou. Yeah, can I help you?
The controller. I don't want to interrupt, but I just want to make sure that I'm interrupting in the right spaces, so that I can ask them a question. We're bantering, you know. How controllers? That seems. Are they going to like have a menu? Like, are the I don't even know how to phrase this question. They're going to take the beers and make a playlist based off the beers from the brewery that's hosting the party.
Yeah. So look at it from this perspective. If you think about like a sour, you know what I mean?
Right,
A sour is going to have certain flavor profiles, going to be bright.
Right.
So they're going to have that thinking as they're looking at the music that's curated during that time, and we'll be drinking a sour at that time, and then we'll have a stout. So stouts are going to be dark, dirty, you know what I mean? Maybe in that space. Lagers are going to be light, crisp.
So maybe
clean.
like a 20-30 minute playlist based off the lager that we're drinking, based off the stout.
Right. Whatever the beer is drinking,
yes.
That's what it is. And then the playlist is going with that as you're drinking. That. There'll be art going on. It'll be just some nice curation in that space. I would say if you want to get a taste of like just what Controller Rise is, they have a YouTube channel of all the DJs that they have come in. So if you just want to kind of see all the DJs, the main one who is I would say unofficially our house DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is Ra, you know what I mean? She's part of it. You know what I'm saying? Empress Ra is just amazing. She's she's always been one of my favorite DJs because she's one of the few DJs that really plays like hip hop music, but I've seen her do everything. And then Still in Drums is your partner. He's a great DJ as well. Last year, he did a set that was probably one of the top 3 sets I saw all year. Of just a DJ just playing music, and that set is on YouTube. So I would definitely urge anyone listening or you guys to take some time and find the Controller Rise YouTube channel and just check all the DJs they had. Had Tall Black Guy on there. They just had great DJs. My man Wally Sparks, Avalon. Yeah, just great Atlanta DJs. My man Sean Fallion been on there. My brother from another.
Brian Michael Cox was been
there. Brian Michael Cox been on there.
Will that Brewsing Beats night be on that YouTube channel or be available for the virtual people?
You know what? We haven't talked about that, but that's something that we can
because I want the beer too. Like I want to go through it just in my house, like with the 3 of us just sitting around.
No, that's a great idea, man. Like stay tuned. All right,
you're welcome.
Look, I do that.
You're welcome.
Write that down.
Yeah, man.
You, sir.
You're welcome.
You know what I'm saying? We'll have that coach for you. You know what I'm saying?
I earned it.
Now I can get it. Now I can get it.
I would say something like that. So
you earned it.
I earned it. But I would I think that would be good for the virtual or for just later on, since they did curate a set based off of the beers from that brewery.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
That's dope. I love that idea. That's
good.
That's a good idea.
Thank you.
All right, so we're rocking into Saturday. We start our day again early, so it's a marathon. We're on maybe the 15th, 18th mile. Okay.
Oof, that's when your knees start buckling.
You look tired. However, you're going to pursue. You're going to make it through.
Yeah.
We're partnered with Brewgether. Ale Sharpton and ATL Food Writer are the owners of that's nonprofit. They work with
my sister.
Kevin Irvin's sister, we don't even say Kevin Irvin's sister, Andrea. But they started Brewgether to because farming is very similar again to the craft industry. There's less than 1% of Black farmers in the country, and so they partner with giving them a voice in this space and bringing awareness to what's going on within the Black farmer. But do a little work on this Black farm, and I can't remember the name. Do you remember the name of the farm, Jen?
Patchwork City Farms.
Patchwork City Farms.
City, yeah.
And then afterwards, there's going to be a talk to talk about Black farmers and all the things that are going on there, as well as a small little tasting of beer, because it wouldn't be a Brewgether volunteer event if you didn't have a little share at the end. See, we keep sharing, so. You know,
light share though. It's a light
community.
Light share.
We're on the light. We like, you know, 18th mile, guys.
Light share. It's a light share.
It's a light work share because you don't want to you don't want to beer yourself out or drink yourself out too early, because then in the early afternoon into the evening, we have what we like to call an adult field day, or an adult day camp. An adult day camp.
I'm listening.
And we call it Unplugged Day Camp. And so we're out there again sharing, and REI is one of our sponsors. So we have a lot of glamping tents, and we'll grill some food and hang out and be about that community. You'll see a lot of pictures on our Instagram with people in hammocks. And it's not the old school hammock that you sit down, you flip over, and you die. It's the one that's because I bet everyone in their mind is like,
why not be in the hammock for?
You're traumatized by the old hammocks. These are like cocooning hammocks, so you get in it and it literally rocks you. I remember the first time Swerve got in one, he was like, I didn't know I needed this. Like it hugs you back and drinking your beer, kicking it and talking to people, having fun. Again, in those glamping tents provided by REI, and Outdoor Gear and Beer is our other partner with that. Nick and his family come out and teach us about camping. I mean, Black people, that's also a space where we're marginalized Black people, just minorities aren't really into camping or understand that it can be fun. And there's a lot of we have a lot of fun, and we're on a farm, and it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, but you're in the heart of Atlanta. Like if you step outside the property, you're like, oh yeah, I'm in the city. I won't say but you're like, oh well, yeah. So I need to not, come out of here holding hands, kumbaya. Put your face back on, and you're out in the world. But it's safe. It's safe. Oh no, I'm sorry. I should say it's safe. Look, I just like making
you walk over there, boy.
I ain't going over there.
No.
It's very safe.
You ain't gonna get stuck up or nothing.
No, we're not gonna. No, we're not. We would never do that. No, it's a great.
No. It's good. It's a good time.
It's a great time. And then if you want, you can find something to do, but there's nothing after that. Guys, we're tired. I mean, we're on mile 21 because we're gonna running into Sunday, and I'll pass.
Right. There we go. But I do want to just bring something back. Because I think it's important to hone in on with what Brewgether is doing, of really making a space for Black farmers. With my brother-in-law El Sharpton and my baby sister. ATL Food Writer have put together, I think is important. They've done a great job of curating city farmers. I didn't even know that existed. You know what I mean? I'm always thinking, when I think of farmer, like you better be out somewhere far with acres and acres, not knowing right in the city there's actual farmers that are thriving. And they do a great job of highlighting that, just doing different events throughout the year on getting people to help with some of those community farms and community gardens. So shout out to them on that piece as well. But back to Sunday service. So this Sunday service is going to be on the Great Lawn. It's going to be a great time. We're actually going to have some curated share spaces there. So we're going to have some people that are going to curate some of these shares with different styles of beer. And this is going to be the great end cap to it. So that's where you can really kick back. You made it through the marathon. You got through all the different shares. You made it to the end. Now you can just come with your chair, put your feet up, and just sit back and relax and just enjoy the view. You know what I mean? So I think that right there, we've given you a great marathon of different entry points you can get in. If you just want to kick it, we got that for you. If you want to get into a different space, not a lot of people get into camping. We're giving you an actual access to that. The people that say, you know what, I would never even think about camping. This is a place where I can get in and kind of experience if I want to get into that space. So that's just a great experience we're giving you at a nominal fee. So if you haven't got your ticket, you know what I mean, you go ahead and jump on it. I think the people that will be seeing this, though, you probably missed out. So go and get your day tickets by the time you're seeing this. So go ahead and grab you a day ticket. You're probably watching online and saying, you know what, I need more. You know what I mean? You might be able to get you a nice quick Spirit flight if you get, feel froggy. I see this on a Thursday or Wednesday.
I mean,
Delta
does fly into Atlanta. Delta.
All the time. Delta loves Atlanta.
You might just want to come in for Saturday because you just see it as a great time. But but if you're local, please come out and fellowship with us. Please come out and experience what we're building here. We're building great community, and we're really excited about it.
Now, me wanting to come and not being local, would I? What is the conference on Wednesday and Thursday? Are those things at one specific spot? And would you be taking me to the Patchwork Farm? Would you be taking me to Sunday service? How would I get there if I'm the Delawarean that's now in Atlanta?
That's a good question. The majority of our programming happens at Wild Heaven. So the opening party, I'm looking up there at my calendar, everything until about 5:00 on that day happens. And it's like that for Thursday and Friday. The other opportunities, which are, at the farms, are within a few miles of Lee and White. And then Sunday service, Saturday, that happens again about a mile away from where we try to keep things really, really close to Lee and White. It's in the West End, which is a really connected part of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So in addition to being able to walk to some of these things, you can take MARTA or a very quick Uber ride away to the locations, because we just try to keep everything within
MARTA, by the way, is Atlanta Public Transportation.
That's our transit, yes. The Metro Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So everything is in close proximity. That's good to know.
Everything's within a mile. Even Atlantucky is within a mile. So once you get to it, there's plenty of Airbnbs. There's 2 signature hotels that are within that mile and a half radius. Mm-hmm. There's a budget hotel, if that's what's within your budget you're looking for, this within that space as well. So there's a lot of I'm saying we got options for everybody, you know what I mean? Yes. But we try to be very intentional about keeping things close and making it as convenient as possible for those that are coming out of town, and those maybe coming not so much from maybe as far as Delaware, but maybe just from Savannah or Macon or Athens, anyone coming from there that doesn't maybe travel Atlanta a lot. It's easy for you to navigate for what we're having.
Cool.
Now you're having a lot of workshops and stuff throughout the year, throughout the week. I don't know if there's any featured speakers that you wanted to highlight that will be in attendance that people should look out for.
I would say, the kickoff is one of the most important conversations, I think, in person at the conference that's going to be with the National Black Brewers Association. Mm-hmm. There's a good conversation virtually at 10 o'clock I'm looking at my calendar. 10 o'clock. Yeah. That's us. The next day, at 10 o'clock is a conversation about DEI burnout with Dave Bracey and a couple other people. That's just the virtual, but I would say in person, we have folks in the wine track coming from North Georgia, from the vineyards. And you very rarely see them outside of North Georgia, which is fantastic that they're going to be in the city. We have people from all over the U.S. coming, folks from in the cider world coming down from Heirloom Cidery in North Carolina, Blind Bear Cottage Brewery, their cider maker will be in town to talk. It's just, we have people outside of craft beer, which I think is kind of outside of our norm. And that's sort of the thing that we wanted to talk, make sure people knew is that the conference has really grown outside of just being just beer, that we're broadening the conversations to include people from the broader wine industry. Billy, welcome back. Yeah, I'm glad you made it back because Billy has curated. I was just talking about the wine makers up north who it's so rare that they're like leaving their vineyards to come to talk.
Yes.
Yes, because Billy's done some
very rare.
Yeah.
They don't ever honestly leave North Georgia. Atlanta is, for whatever the reason, I don't know why, but it's just not a place where they like to frequent very often. Most of them live up in the area where they work. So they just really don't venture into the city very often. So I have one of them, this will be their second time coming to the city for something that I've done. From Accent Cellars, his name is Tyler Barnes. He's the head winemaker there. But the other two, Chris and Colin, Chris is actually the winemaker at Cavender, and Colin is the winemaker at Monteluce. The two of them, they have never made a debut in Atlanta anywhere at all, ever. So very excited to have them to come down and talk about North Georgia wine. However, they are decorated. They're veterans in the wine industry as far as winemaking. And one, I think it was Chris. He's gone to UC Davis. So he has actually made wine with many reputable and notable California winemakers before coming to Georgia. Tyler, the winemaker that he works with at Accent, is from Australia, actually. So they are very diverse and not just limited to North Georgia. They do have background history as well as, other winemaking regions, but very excited about that. And then the other panel, the future of blacks in the wine industry, Black people in the wine industry, that is a very cool panel. I have Sarah Pierre, who is the owner of Three Parks Wine Shops. She has 2 locations here in Atlanta, Black woman owned. And then I also have Kelly Hawkins. He is one of the co-founders of Lafette Wine. He will be on that panel as well. And then I also have Tahira Habibi, which is the founder of the Hue Society that I mentioned earlier. And last but certainly not least, I have Brittany Graham. And Brittany is a viticulturalist as well as an enologist. And that just means that she has worked several harvests, really all around the country for various winemakers. And Brittany is extremely knowledgeable from the start to finish, from the grape growing processes all the way up until it makes it to the bottle. So I am so excited about all of these panels, and I just can't wait for people to just do a deep dive with us, into the wine industry. So, yeah.
Very cool. I would also like to add that we have several master cicerones coming in that are on a lot of our beer panels and just general business panels as well. Judges, top rated judges. So there's not like one to answer your question. There's not like one particular panel that I would say that you have to see or you must go to. I think it's very well curated and put together, and people are going to have a hard time choosing.
It's good, which is what we want. We've been very intentional on trying to curate a solid panel that people want to go to, and we don't have that you have to choose between. Because sometimes you go to conferences and there's one panel that's great, and the next one may not really match up to that. So we've probably very intentional in balancing it out. So it's a little bit for everybody. That's why we have the whole wine track. We're scaling up. We have our craft beer track. So it should be a good time for anybody who's into the beverage industry. We have something for you.
Lots of takeaways. Lots of takeaways.
Yeah,
it definitely sounds like it. That's good. I like that, because I may want to hear something about some wine. You never know.
Mm-hmm. You might learn something that you
should take advantage of that. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You said you're coming down, Yoda. You said you're coming down to the conference.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I think that sounded. That's what it sounded.
Hey, man, listen.
Sound like it to me.
Hey. Listen,
whatever y'all got going on, all y'all don't need to be there. Y'all can divide and conquer.
This is true.
That's definitely true.
Choose who's gonna be in charge.
You know what I'm saying? We need y'all presence here, man. It don't feel right if we ain't got some presence here.
Right?
Who are you pointing at?
You.
Oh, I'll take that. I thought I was ducking.
I'll go.
Yeah, give me that. Well, Jen, we'll talk after this. Swerve, we'll talk after this.
Okay.
You know, we'll talk after this. Billy, I just met you, so we'll talk when I get down.
Talk at the conference.
It's funny. It does sound like. It definitely sounds like. Me too. It definitely sounds like a good time, and
especially because we're opening up. We're opening up the virtual portion. We should.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Show as much of our faces as we can.
Yeah.
Because I don't show my face right
now. That's true, but it does sound like a good time. It sounds educational, sounds fun, like everything that a conference should be.
Yeah, I'm proud and happy for you guys.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you. We're excited.
By the way, hold on one second. February the 23rd of 2021 was episode 109. That was the first episode that drought season came on. Swerve, shout out. December 14th, 2021 was episode 146. Jen, that was you.
Okay.
And a year later was episode 154, February 22nd, 2022, drought season part 2.
So yeah.
and then this one, June of 2025.
Wow.
There you go.
Thanks for always, being willing to tell our stories.
Y'all all have a great story. Y'all,
the community
man. The community in Georgia and Atlanta is so good. Like we have to let the world know where to go to get Black craft beer.
That's why I keep saying all of us want to be there. Like it won't feel like if all three of us ain't there.
No, I mean, that's on y'all to figure out, man. We want all y'all here, man. But on some real though, man, I want to give y'all flowers of being just a great voice in this space, because when we started with Beers Black History, nobody knew who we were. We were new in the industry. We were just hitting people up cold and just going along every podcast we could find. And y'all brought us on. Y'all had great conversation with us, man, supported what we're doing. And y'all continue to do that. Y'all show up for people. So I think I just want to give y'all flowers, man, on the great job that y'all done on just really being a great voice and a platform for people like us to, tell about what we're doing. So thank you. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to y'all with that for sure.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll take that.
Now, as we kick off, we always, especially in this environment, you always want to thank some of your sponsors. I guess I know you mentioned one sponsor, but what are the other sponsors that you have for this conference?
Okay.
A lot.
So Wild Heaven is our main sponsor, meaning they are our venue sponsor. They've given us run of the house for our conference, awesome. Which means so much because it means that we can actually put our beer programming and beer, exactly. So much beer that they're giving us. So they're our official venue sponsor. For gold level, we have Abstracts as one of our sponsors, as well as the National Black Brewers Association. Our silver level sponsors are Reformation Brewery, Pronghorn, Atlantucky Brewing, New Belgium Brewing, REI Co-op, Sycamore Consulting, and Monday Night Garage. Friends of Crafted for Action are Red's Beer Garden, Bitch Beer Podcast, False Bottom Girls, Diverse Powered Brands, Wildly Group, Under the Ginfluence, El Tesoro, Final Gravity Magazine, Ollie, Lifting Lucy, the National Honey Board, Allagash, Boston Beer Co., Hop City, Boxcar Snooze, and the Hughes Society. And our community partners are Atlanta Beltline, Outdoor Gear and Beer, Lee and White, Cicerone Certification Program, Bouch and Bingham, Atlanta Golf and Social, and the Georgia Craft Brewers Guild, in addition to so many countless individual sponsors who've supported us through our different campaigns, fundraisers that we've hosted since the beginning of the year. So we wouldn't be here without all those fantastic supporters. So thanks again.
Yeah, cheers to all of them. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
That's a lot. That's
a lot. Yeah, we're proud. We're proud of that.
That's love right there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
let me get one.
So as we wrap up this kickoff, we want to thank you for all attending today. I hope you stick around. But if people who are listening, and like I think Swerve has said, can they still get a ticket or register? Like, how can they do all that as well?
Yep, on site at any of the event venues. Go to craftedforaction.com for more information. But yeah, you can still register on site. You can get a day pass or just an event by event pass.
Yeah, I think by the time you're seeing this, you have to get a day pass. So, you're gonna have to jump on, which is well worth it. Which will be well worth it. You know what I mean? I think it'd be a great experience if you're watching the virtual and you enjoy it so much. You say, you know what, I'm close enough. I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's available for you. You know what I'm saying? So, or if you're somebody that, or if you like Thursday took you out, go ahead and get you some virtual on Friday because you know what I'm saying. You better get that virtual from your hotel room.
Right. Come back on Saturday. Come back on Saturday.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people,
there was a
they ran too fast.
It was a dude last year.
He was sprinting. He was sprinting. He ain't seen that for the marathon.
No, sprint out the gate.
A dude was like, and then they're like after party. So after the share, there's another party that we push people go to. It's called Meet Me There. I went, man. He was like, yo, I didn't know Atlanta was like this. Thursday,
that's the thing.
He came in and was like, I didn't know.
You know what? That's a great point, Chanel, because that's what gets you is when you want that extracurricular. So if you would have just stayed with the share and ended at 10, got you some sleep and drunk it off, you've been fine. But you want to go kick it for one, you know what I'm saying, get you some extra time in. Now you get home 1:00 in the morning. You got to get up early. You're not really from here, knowing where to get. You're going to start stumbling out the blocks a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then after Juneteenth, you know something going to be going on Thursday afterwards. Another opportunity to stumble out the block. You know what I'm saying? Then Friday, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot. Yeah, there's what I'm saying, wings and things. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best, you know what I'm saying? Whenever your things are. I don't know what your things are.
Right. It could be a variety. It could be a variety of things.
But whatever your things are, they got wings with it.
Yeah, because they're gonna have wings with it.
What I'm saying.
It may not be chicken. The wings that they talk about may not be.
He was trying to be like kind of low key peach.
No, he said low. Whatever your wings and
whatever
things.
He said whatever your things are. Let's let it be.
Whatever your wings are. Whatever your wings are, man.
Whatever your wings are.
It could be vegan. Could be some vegan.
It could be Red. It could be Red Bull. Red Bull give you wings.
Whatever. Whatever your wings and things are. Whatever your wings and things are.
Don't be nasty.
Stop you out.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
All right. That's real. That's real.
So basically, if you want to come for the whole conference, pace yourself. But if you can't, there's always the virtual there for those people that need to stay a day in the hotel room, or you can a la carte your conference. Yeah, absolutely. A la carte your conference. I love how I like that part the best. That I could pick and choose what parts of the conferences that I can make and that I can go to.
Look, and we've been intentional with that. That's why we got the party pack, because you keep it a buck. Some people, and it's not to say that you just want to party, but if you do, no hate, no judgment. But you may just not get off working time where you can attend all that stuff. So the only thing you can attend are the things in the evening, So we got you. You may be somebody who you can't get in until Saturday. You might not be able to get on Wednesday. We got you. So we just want to give this.
Now, I think Jen said it. Real talk, though. You might not be interested. You might not be interested in educational part.
Yeah, but I have a question for those who are into the education that may not be able to make it during the day if they live in the Atlanta area because they do have to work and can't take off of work. Would you ever be interested in having any of the educational things in the after hours times for those people, or do you not see that as something that the people want?
It's a good point. I think
we're drinking about it, bro. We were drinking about it.
I know that, but at the same time, some of those people that want that Cicerone or want their CPS,
it's a very good point.
They may have to legit work and may
because
not be
they
able
work
to
in
make
the
it.
industry,
Right?
yeah.
But they may be able to come out at 7 or 9 or 8 o'clock, and they may want to drink and have a good time, but still get some education or some history or some of the things that are offered during the daytime.
Check out the virtual stuff.
Maybe virtuals for you, and
I'm
or
about
you
to.
know,
I'm about Swerve. Swerve about to self-nominate. Swerve about to
some of
self-nominate. I done came up with 3 to 4 good ideas today, baby.
I mean, I think that is the benefit of the fact that we have, you know, and the thing that we're trying to build is beyond the conference is more programming that may not be necessarily tied to this 5 days where everyone can't make it.
Absolutely, yes.
You know, we do talk about doing, you know, future like mini versions of this throughout the year and throughout the country. So our goal really is access and to give people access to information. So I think that's a great idea to consider, you know, evening program. And I do think like our wine and beer dinners do kind of bring that element of education is in the evening. The Saturday event is a half day of community service. You know, there's a panel at that Saturday session with Brewgether, along with the share and the farm talk. So we have that. And then I'll say, you know, Billy Harris also with Goodness in the Glass and Vino Van is doing a wine tour also on Sunday morning. So that's something you can do on the weekend if you can't do the conference. So there's still opportunities for people to be involved outside of 9 to 5. We try to build it all in, you know, as best we can.
I feel like we missed
it is a traditional conference model though. And so our goal is that people, you know, and people's bosses do see that Crafted for Action is something that they can give their staff the day off for to come to, or maybe there's a way they can share hours or just figure out a way for their staff in the beverage industry to be able to take off and come that day. We hope that they find it that valuable for them to be able to do. That's our goal.
And,
people do it for CBC and it's in the middle of the week.
Well, and shameless plug, I'm gonna put a shameless plug. This team that you see here is also doing the conference portion of Barrel and Flow. So you know what I mean? So if you can't get down here and you're up in Pittsburgh and you want to get a taste of what we do here, that's available for you as well in August. So, you know, definitely stay tapped in with us, because to what Jen said before, even though Jen has created Crafted for Action, we have scaled up, I guess you will, as a team. And now we're providing that services for, you know, Barrel and Flow and any other conference or team that wants to have you, you know, you want some shine on your conference and want somebody to take that burden off of you. We got it, you know what I mean? We're the team for it. You know, you can reach out to us on all social media and all, you know, platforms. We're available.
So it's like 3 black beer conferences and y'all got your hands in it, 2 of them.
A little bit.
Yeah. Cheers. And y'all was at the third one. I seen all y'all at the third one.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's the next Infinity Stone.
Hey, listen, I knew what you was saying. I was just trying not to say it.
That's the next Infinity Stone.
Go ahead, man. Congratulations.
In Turkey.
But look, even if, like I said, that's a great point, Lou. Even if we're not involved on the back end, we definitely want to support on the front end, because it all matters. It comes back to that community.
Absolutely.
You got to build that community, and not just where you're from, that national community. There's only 80 breweries. All of us can be tied in to help support that and know what those are. So even if, you know, we're in an area, we can all, you know, focus and uplift that. So I think, you know, that's what we're trying to build. That's why we got our hands in all these things and supporting it, because we're really trying to uplift the community from every level that we can.
Cheers to that.
And you mentioned how can people tap in to where Crafted for Action is on these social medias and worldwide? How can they find you on social media?
Crafted for Action everywhere. And craftedforaction.com online.
All right.
Also follow Drought Season. Follow Drought Season. That's part of the family as well. We got great stuff coming up as well. So you already know. Stay tapped in with us. Our first employee is actually Chanel. Chanel's actually on the Drought Season team as well.
Okay. So, you know what I mean? Drought Season got employees.
We do. Stepping up. So
congratulations.
All our increased programming that you're seeing is all because of, you know, our first employee, first initiate, Chanel Pickram.
Initiate, really?
Oh man, you got jumped in, girl.
I don't know if I remember that.
Oh, I'm just joking. But she's been a great addition to the team.
Yeah.
And shout out to the Craft Brewers Guild as well. You know, I'm representing them as well. All the great stuff we're doing here for Georgia beer, trying to get these laws changed, trying to just uplift the space. That's all my shameless plugs.
You're in the Craft Brewers Guild for Georgia specifically, or for the nation?
No, for Georgia. I'm on the board of directors for Georgia.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, congrats. Yeah. Look at you, bro.
Thank you. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget.
So, is there anything else people need to know? All right.
Billy. So Billy's Billy has a few aliases. I'll let her jump in on there.
I was gonna say, yeah, I have quite a few now. But yes, one is of course Goodness in a Glass. That is the company that provides wine tastings, educational wine tastings, as well as wine pairing dinners. We also offer wine consulting, personal and commercial. And the second is the Vino Van that Jim mentioned. Vino Van is a wine tour company. So we take passengers from the city to the Georgia vineyards. They're day trips and they are all inclusive. So those wine tours includes all of your tastings as well as snacks and water, welcome aboard mimosa, and of course your round trip transportation. And then new to the family of businesses, it's called the Posh Nosh. So the Posh Nosh is a mobile charcuterie cart that basically can pop up any and everywhere. You know, especially when we're speaking in terms of wine or wine tastings, as well as craft beer, because we did pop up at one of the anniversary parties for Crafted for Action at Reformation Brewery. So yeah, between those three, be sure to follow all of them on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, whenever you come to Atlanta, I would love to have y'all aboard.
Yeah, I need Posh Nosh to deliver. I need that.
right. I was just thinking about my.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about.
Can I DoorDash Posh Nosh?
I can use that right now.
You know what?
Instacart it.
That will absolutely be an option eventually. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there you
Posh
go.
Nosh will be on DoorDash and and Uber Eats. So that's something to stay tuned for.
Nice.
It might be a minute to get it to Delaware though, bro. So I mean,
right. I don't know about there.
Swerve always talk about scaling, so we'll be scaling.
Yeah, you have to. By the time you get that Posh Nosh, you'll be drinking one of these old beers with it.
Yeah. Mix that
from back of the fridge.
Yeah, the back of the fridge
with that Posh Nosh.
Nailing Posh Nosh with back of the fridge beer.
That's
a stomach burden.
All right.
Stomach burden.
Yes, it's a stomach burden. Yes. Burden on your
All right. Well, we want to thank Jen Price, Mel Pickroom, Billy Harris, and Kevin Swerve Irvin for coming on the podcast for Action.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Y'all doing great things, man. Keep it up.
Thank you
so much.
We hope everyone have a wonderful Crafted for Action 2025, and good luck this week.
Yes. Have a good time. Have a good time, everyone.
For sure.